Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanora Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pitatvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakhatvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are doing the Panchadashi, now 14th chapter, where Vidyaranya talks about Brahmanande Vidyanandaha, where Vidya is talking about the knowledge of the absolute, because any other knowledge is relative knowledge. And in the case of absolute knowledge, we can only gain through Vedanta, Sravana, Manana and Nijjhasana. And once you know that you are Brahman, the happiness that you get is equivalent to Brahmananda. So here we are comparing using Taittiriya Upanishad, the comparison of the what you get the happiness in the Vishayananda, that means object oriented happiness, in relation to the Brahmananda or Jnanananda or Vidyananda. Vidyananda is, we are talking about Aham Brahmasmi knowledge. That knowledge also gives you happiness, because happiness is coming from your own self, and even outside happiness is also coming from your own self only. And here you are comparing the Ananda scales, that is from the Taittiriya Upanishad, where the Manushya Anandaha is compared to Jnana, the Ananda that of a Jnani, because the Upanishad says Jnani also enjoys the happiness that one gets by enjoying the all desires, not necessarily in sequentially, simultaneously. And how is that possible? Here, because the Upanishad says so. It says one Manushya Ananda, that means a definition of what is a unit of Ananda. The Upanishad talks about one Manushya Ananda, or one unit of Ananda is one where a human being who is young enough, and at the same time he is ruling over the whole world. So he is the emperor of the whole world, and he has the enough sainyam to protect that, and he is every happiness that one can get, he can enjoy, and that is in the world. And therefore his happiness is, he is going through all the process of enjoyment, and once he is contented with the happiness that he has, so he has no more desire for the world, in the world, any object, because he has it, everything. So he is full with that, and that happiness of the emperor who has everything, and therefore he has no more desires, compared to a jnani who doesn't have any desires also, because he is full by himself. Both are full, and in this case, in whose happiness is more? That was a comparison. And in the last sloka 26, this is the one who is an emperor. He is having a problem because his happiness is obtained in struggling to get that one. So in order to acquire the whole universe as a king or a palaka or the emperor of the whole universe, he has to struggle hard to get it, and he has to struggle hard to maintain that one, because any time there may be mutiny or uprising. So make sure that everybody is there in order to protect the kingdom, and therefore the problem is getting the happiness is a struggle, maintaining that is a struggle, and is also afraid of what if somebody is going to steal away. All that is fear is also there, ingrained in the happiness of the emperor. That's Vishayananda is always have this problem. That's called doshatrayam. It has three inherent the limitations of any object oriented happiness. Doshatrayam is three defects. One is the trying to get is a problem, trying to preserve is a problem, and problem two, if you lose it also. That's essentially one of the problems. The second problem is that asantruptikaram. That's what he's going to point out later, that he wants to be even though he has everything, he compares himself with the Gandharvananda, who is 100 times more than his Ananda, so he wants to have that one. So therefore, there is a inadequacy of the feeling in the emperor, who, even though he has everything. Whereas a jnani who has tapping the happiness from his own self, because he is by nature happy and that is his swarupam, and therefore he has no more dependence on something, therefore no loss, no protection, no fear and all that. So his happiness is free from adibhir anuvartate. So adibhihi, that there is a loss of fear is not there for him, because he cannot lose himself, because he is there to lose himself. If he is losing, he has to be there to lose also. So he can never lose himself, and that's what essentially a difference between a happiness of a the object-oriented happiness versus the happiness of a jnani. So Brahmananda versus Vishayananda. We'll do 27. So the king has a fear, that's what he's talking about in the sloka, whereas jnani doesn't have it. That is discussed in the next sloka, 27. No bhayam srotriyasya, no bhayam srotriyasya, atasthadanando dikonyataha, atasthadanando dikonyataha, gandharvananda ashasti, gandharvananda ashasti, rajyo nasti vivekinaha, rajyo nasti vivekinaha. Together, no bhayam srotriyasya, atasthadanandodi konyataha, gandharvananda ashasti, rajyo nasti vivekinaha. My name is there, Sadananda here. Anyway, so Ubhayam, so if you compare the Ananda of a king versus Ananda of a jnani, so there is a sorrow here. Sotriyasya, for the wise person, there is no fear at all, because the fear of loss is not there. That's what the fear will be. And the king has a problem always to make sure that he is not going to lose his kingdom, because kingdom is something other than himself, whereas jnani, the Ananda is coming from his own self, so he cannot lose himself. So he has to be there even to lose himself. So that's why no ubhayaha, the both of the sorrows are for Sotriya will not be there. That means to gain is a problem, to preserve is a problem. I don't have to gain myself, I am myself. My problem is only I do not know myself. All I have to do is remove the ignorance only. There is never a time I am away from myself. There is never a time I am not really happy. Happiness is covered only because of ignorance. That should be understood here. Ubhayam, both sorrows are Sotriyasya, for the wise, na. Ataha, therefore, tadananda, his tat ananda, tasya ananda, therefore his happiness is anyataha, in comparison to that of a king, is adhikaha, is above. And king has another problem. By Gandharvanande Rajnyaha Asha Asti. So for he is only one unit of Ananda. 100 times more Ananda is Gandharvananda. Gandharva Devananda, like that. Taittiriya Upanishad in the Anandavalli gives a hierarchy of the Ananda scale, where the lower one compared to the higher one is 100 times less. So therefore, the lower one wants to go to next level. That's like first grade fellow wants to go to second grade fellow wants to go to third grade. In the same way, the number one level wants to go to second level. And that's called Gandharvananda. So he has a Asha Asti, the desire to that itself will become a problem for not enjoying that. So nobody wants to enjoy fully what they are. They want to have something else. That Asha remains as long as there is an inadequacy. Only I don't have any more desire when I am completely full, and that's what is jnani is. So jnani vivekinaha nasti. He doesn't have that longing to go something higher because he is already in the high level. We'll go to 28. Asmin kalpe manushyaha san, asmin kalpe manushyaha san, punyapaka viseshataha, punyapaka viseshataha, gandharvatvam samapannaha, gandharvatmam samapannaha, marcha gandharva uchyate, marcha gandharva uchyate. Together. Asmin kalpe manushyaha san, punyapaka viseshataha, gandharvatvam samapannaha, marcha gandharva uchyate. So in the hierarchy of the next level, it's called marcha gandharvaha. They are 100 times more happy than the 1 unit of the happiness in the Bhuloka, who is an emperor. His happiness is 1, and the next level is Manushya Gandharvaha, then Deva Gandharvaha. Manushya Gandharva has 100 times more, and this fellow wants to go to next promotion, and he wants to have that desire to reach that. So Asmin Kalpe, so it takes many lives of being in the human being to go to next level. According to the Vedas, see, it takes 1 kalpa to go from 1 level to next level, another kalpa to go from another level to another level by process of punyam. That means by merits, so on, you have to climb the ladder. So you have to go to next level, next leg and next leg and leg, one at a time, and it takes 1 kalpa. Kalpa is many yugas and all that, and that's been described in the Vedas. So Asmin Kalpe, Manushyasan, being in this Kalpa, Manushyasan, having been born as a human being again and again, Punyapaka Viseshataha, as a result of the Punyam that is mature, then he will be born in the Gandharva Loka. So Punyapaka Viseshataha, as a result of good deeds, Gandharvatvam Samapannam. So he acquired the Manushya Gandharvaha position into that. So he get be admitted to that level. And Martya Gandharvaha Uchate, that's called Matsya Gandharvaha. So this is discussed in the Taittiriya Upanishad. It doesn't tell you how long it takes in the Taittiriya, I don't think so. But in the other places it must be, since Vidyaranya is quoting here. So one has to be born as a Manushya Gandharvaha after many lives, for almost it take 1 kalpam to go to next level. 29. Purva kalpe krutat punyan, Purva kalpe krutat punyan, kalpadaveva ched bhaved, kalpadaveva ched bhaved, gandharvatvam tradushotra, gandharvatvam tradushotra, deva gandharva uchyate, deva gandharva uchyate. Together, Purva kalpe krutat punyan, kalpadaveva ched bhaved, gandharvatvam tadrushotra, deva gandharva uchyate. So in the next kalpa, you can go to the next level, that is Deva Gandharvaha. So Purva kalpe krutat punyat, because of the merits that are being done in the past kalpa. See, if Gandharvatvam is being born as a Gandharva, kalpadao, at the beginning of the kalpa eva bhavid, at the beginning of the kalpa you will be born as a Manushya Gandharvaha. That is starting point. Next beginning of the kalpa you have to depending upon your merits that you have accumulated, you will be born again as a Deva Gandharva. If the demerits are more than the merits, then you go down the scale. So either you go up, it's like a child, we used to play the ladder and the elephant. So if you go to mouth elephant, you go down all the way. If it is ladder, you go up all the way. So that's a game we used to play. Here, your same game you play by weighing merits and demerits. Merits will take you up, demerits will bring you down. So this is discussed in the Vedas, I guess. So it takes another kalpa to be born as a Deva Gandharvaha if you have accumulated enough merits, and so you go 1 step at a time, and each step it takes 1 kalpa. At the beginning of kalpa itself, you will be born in that in that level. 30. Agnishvatadayo loke Agnishvatadayo loke Pitaraschira vasinaha kalpadaveva devatvam gata ajana devataha together. Agnishvatadayo loke Pitaraschira vasinaha kalpadaveva devatvam gata ajana devataha. So ajana devata. So loke, in the loke, now we are talking about Pitru loke. So there is a field where the Pitrus go. Chiravasana, there once you enter, you can live for a long time, living for a long time in that lokam. And in that Agnishvatadayaha, such as these are people, names are given there in the Vedas. So Agnishvata, etc. They are all there in the Pitruloka. So there's maybe a title there because it's in the Vedas. So you go to a position called Agnishvata, and there, from there you can graduate as a goddess in that itself as Ajana Devataha. So here these are the Vedic names that are provided for us. So such as Agnishvata, etc., Pitaraha or Pitrus, Kalpada eva. So in the beginning of the Kalpa you enter into that, and in the become, and from there you Devatvam, the god, you can gain the Gandharva Devatvam, the gods in the Gandharva, and they are called Ajana Devataha. So to gain that you have to start with the Kalpa itself. So Gataha, you become one of the next level Gandharva Deva Gandharvaha compared to Manushya Gandharvaha. To get that you have to go to do many the lives of merits accumulated in the merits. This is a scale that is really, but a jnani doesn't have all that. At any time he enjoys all that without having to go through all this process. So therefore there is no merits and demerits for him, because he is self-reveling in himself, and that self that he revels is the nature of Ananda itself. 31. Asmin kalpeshva medadhi karma krutva mahatpadam avapya jana devaidiyaha pujyastaha karma devataha. Together, Asmin kalpeshva medadhi karma krutva mahatpadam avapya jana devaidiyaha pujyastaha karma devataha. Asmin kalpi, in this kalpa itself, when you are in the human form, Ashwamedha Adi, if you perform the Ashwamedha Yajna that you will learn in the Puranas and all that. So Ashwamedha Yajna, Karma, Krutva, if you perform that, so according to the ritual, if you perform that, you can directly go to some place. So there is a shortcut to go to higher lokas. So Ashwamedha Adi Karma Krutva, Mahatpadam, higher life, Avapya, having attained. Yeah, those Ajana Devaihi, like by the Ajana Devas and all that, they are quite directly we can go shortcut by doing the Ashwamedha Yaga. And so they are Pujyaha, they are worthy of worship. So these are called Karma Devataha. They are named as Karma Devata. So these are essentially, there's a positions that you can occupy. In the Kathopanishad, the Yamadharma Raja also says that I got this place, I got this post without concern about the self-realization. I thought this may be the better. I struggled hard, and I wish I had the same discriminative intellect that you had, so that I didn't have to go through all that. So Yama tells you that is even the post of Yama is only a post like president of something. So Yama is also a post that one can occupy by process of acquiring through yajnas and merits. So that's how Yama got his post. And Yama position is that position. Indra is a position. Somebody occupies the Indra position, and after his merits are over, he will be kicked out, and another gets that position. Like that, in the Prime Minister position, you have 5 years, you have to stand for election again. Same way, this is called Karma Devatas. By action you are going. Merits of the action, by either Ashwamedha Yagam or some other Yagam, or through merits, you will be reaching that states. 32. Yamagni Mukhya Devaha Syuhu Jnata Vindra Bruhaspati Prajapatihi Virat Proktaha Brahma Sutratmanamakaha together. Yamagni Mukhya Devaha Syuhu Jnata Vindra Bruhaspati Prajapati Virat Prokto Brahma Sutratmanamakaha. So Yamaha Agnihi, Yama Agni means Yamaha Agnihi, etc., etc. All are gods here that you see in the court of Indra. There is a Varuna and Vayu, Agni. All are essentially positions occupied by different people or different jivas by qualifying themselves to the post. Just like a president, and you have a secretary of this, secretary of that, secretary of that. These are posts that are appointed, and one occupies. When the president comes, you have a different people, cabinet also. The same way, Yamagni Mukhya Devaha Syuhu or Indra Bruhaspati Jnati, or Indra Bruhaspati that are well known also, and Virat Prajapatihi Prokta, and Virat Prajapatihi Indra, all are positions here. And Sutratmanamakaha, they are named by name, and Sutratma Brahma is called Brahmaji also. Up to Brahmaji in the Taittiriya Upanishad talks about the happiness of the is 100 times more than the lower guy. Like that you can go up and get the more and more and better happiness. But every one of them is only a post that you have to acquire by effort, and you will be kicked out. So loss is there, and it is a temporary position. Temporary time may be longer compared to others. So what's the point in all that? All that is only a temporary happiness compared to the jnani who is permanently established in that, where happiness is infinite happiness, because that is a source of happiness for all other things also. Even those people get happiness only because of desire fulfillment, Vishayananda, but that comes from the same Brahma Ananda by reflection. It's called reflected happiness. So he's summarizing now. Sarvabhaumadi Sutranta Uttarottara Kaminaha Avam Manasagamyeyam Atmanandastatah Paraha together. Sarvabhaumadi Sutranta Uttarottara Kaminaham Avam Manasagamyeyam Brahmanandastatah Paraha. So we started with the king of the whole world, that is a Manushya Ananda, all the way up to Sutranta about the Brahmaji. So from all the scale about the 1 unit to 1 into 10 to the power of 26 units of pleasure of the Brahmaji, all are Uttarottara Kaminaha. They are gained by the people who desiring those positions. So they are object oriented happiness, and therefore Uttarottara Kamina are desirous of higher and higher joys at that level. So even Brahmaji, even though that is the highest, he knows that that is only temporarily, and he wants a still higher, that is Atmananda. So Brahmaji also wants to know the truth also to gain the Atmananda. One can directly go there by knowing yourself, because the whole Ananda is coming from oneself. When Atmananda is Brahmananda, because I realize that I am Brahman, means there is nothing other than me, for me even to go aim for something else higher, because there is nothing higher other than Brahman. Because if there is something higher other than Brahman, then Brahman is not Brahman. Brahman means infiniteness. There cannot be more than infiniteness. More infiniteness is not more or less in the infinity, there is no comparison there. So Atmanandas tataha paraha. So therefore that Atmananda is supreme compared to any of this Ananda. So Jiva, the Viveka Ananda, that is Jnani Ananda, is much superior to any of the Anandas. Therefore, he simultaneously enjoys all the Anandas of that, because that is Ananda only. Complete Ananda is there. So you cannot really compare with any Vishayanandas. So scripture only says that he enjoys all the desires simultaneously. All it means is equivalent to, because this is higher than all that, so it's included in that. In infinity, everything is included. So not that he enjoys this one, he enjoys that one, he enjoys that one, like that. Because he has infinite happiness. In infinity is everything included. Therefore, because if it is not included, then infinity is not infinity. So in the Brahmananda, everything is almost there. So one, I know that I am that Brahman, therefore my nature is Ananda. Everything else is only reflected happiness only. One has to be careful here. So we'll do 34. Taisyaihi kamyeshu sarveshu, Taisyaihi kamyeshu sarveshu, Sukeshu stotra yoyataha, Sukeshu stotra yoyataha, Nispruhastena sarvesham, Nispruhastena sarvesham, Anandaha santi tasyate, Anandaha santi tasyate. Together. Taistaihi kamyeshu sarveshu, Sukeshu stotriyo yataha, Nispruhastena sarvesham, Anandaha santi tasyate. Yataha, therefore, Taihi, by these desire prompted happiness, Kamyeshu, Sarveshu, Sukeshu, that is Kamyeshu, the one who desiring of those particular, and Sarveshu, Sukeshu, all the people that I have listed one by one, Manusya Anandaha, Manusya Gandharva Anandaha, Deva Gandharva Ananda, like that Deva Gandharva, all the way up to Prajapati, and then the Sutranta, which is the Brahmaji, all that hierarchy of the happiness, Taihi Kamyeshu Sarveshu Sukeshu, Sotriha Nispruha, this without any spruha, without any effort, this the one who is the Sotriya, one who understood that I am Brahmasmi by study of the scriptures, as pointed out by the scriptures. So Nispruha is the one who does not have any more desires. Tena, therefore, Sarvesham, all the happiness, Te Anandaha, their joys, Tasya Santi. He has all the joys of all the people that they have, Manushyanandaha, Gandharvanandaha, Devanandaha, Prajapati Anandaha, and Brahmaji Anandaha. All Anandas are with him, because he has the very source of all their Anandas also. He is the one who gives the Ananda of others also. And that Ananda, this is coming from the Taittiriya Upanishad, that says that you are going roundabout way to get the same happiness which you can get by sitting there without having any desires, by recognizing yourself, because everyone is looking for Ananda only, nothing else. Because I know I am conscious, I know I am existent, what I am looking for is only Ananda, and that also I should know that I am. That is the glory of Atma Vidya. We'll stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.